is how they did it.
Good early pressure here from Tottenham. He's turned Downs, he's got the cross in. Coventry! An early strike for Tottenham. And Clive takes the score to 49. Downs trying to put a few things together. Regis. Downs with the left foot in again towards Houchin. A flick on by him. And a chance for Bennett. And it's 1-1. Header with the free kick. Goff is in there. Mabbutt is in there. And Spurs are back in the lead. Houchin. It remains a very, very good FA Cup final. And Houchin! What a magnificent goal! 2-2. Lloyd McGrath. Here come Coventry again. Pickering waiting in the middle. And another own goal! That time by Mabbutt. As Brian Kilcline gets the cup from Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Kent. It's taken 104 years to do it, but it's been worth the wait. What a final they gave us, and Tottenham too. What these lads have got to do is a bit of celebrating.
I promise you, if you weren't there, it really was a quite splendid afternoon. Well, while all of that was going on, one of the Central Sports film crews was in Coventry, and as you're about to see, it was one Saturday afternoon when there were no traffic problems at all in the city of Coventry. The match was in play, as you can see from that clock. It was really like a ghost town. Most shops were closed at lunchtime. The streets have never been so empty, little business being done anywhere. The shops that did stay open were hardly doing a roaring trade, and those who were unfortunate enough to be at work, well, they made pretty sure, as you can see, that they weren't far away from a television set. Well, yesterday, of course, it was a totally different story. The team returned home to Coventry with the FA Cup, their first trophy in 104 years of trying, and for anyone who was there, it was an unforgettable, indeed a splendid experience.
That's what it's all about in the centre of the picture, the FA Cup. 104 years it's taken Coventry to get to Wembley, let alone win the FA Cup itself. And there you can see around the coach the euphoric scenes greeting them as they make their way somewhat slowly, and they're already about a half an hour behind schedule, slowly towards what I can tell you is a mass of people awaiting them outside the council house, where there is a special civic reception laid on for them. People all along the route, hanging out of windows, hanging off roofs, I think. And all the way along there's a mass of sky blue, people decked out for the occasion today, and there's the bus inching its way forward. The players joining in the singing, waving to their fans. And there at the front, the FA Cup. They might be used to days like this on Merseyside or in Manchester, but not in Coventry, and this is an occasion they'll talk of in the city for decades to come.
John Sillett, what scenes, what emotion.
Unbelievable, Robert. You know, I never realised there was that many people in Coventry. It's been like this all the route. Everywhere we've been, there's been thousands upon thousands of loyal fans, people that have wanted it so badly. Thank God we've given it to them.
Tremendous, unbelievable. I never really expected it. I don't think everyone else expected it. It's unbelievable. What can you say? It's a tremendous reception.
Have you laid the ghost of Jimmy Greaves once and for all now?
Crazy? No, yes. If he tips us for relegation, I'll buy him the best drink I can afford, and that's water, because he's a teetotaler now.
Commentator on those pictures there was Peter Brackley. Well, that victory, of course, a great personal triumph for Coventry's chief coach. You've just seen there John Sillett, and it's now expected that Sillett will be rewarded with a new contract starting in June and promotion to team manager. Meanwhile, Captain Brian Kilcline, who hobbled up those Wembley steps to collect the cup, underwent surgery this morning to correct a thigh injury which he picked up on Saturday. It's nothing serious. He'll soon be fit and out and about again. And fullback Brian Burrows, who missed the final, could get a medal after all. He played in every round up to the final, and Coventry have asked the FA for an extra medal, and well, he deserves it.
Jimmy Greaves tipped Spurs for the championship. Incentive enough for Coventry to repeat their FA Cup final victory and beat Spurs 2-1.
The roar that greeted Coventry City forgave them their pre-season failures. Glorious sunshine, it all augured well. With due diplomacy, the FA Cup stayed locked in the trophy room. Anyone but Tottenham, and odds are the silverware, would have done the rounds. It's a day when much is expected of newcomers. Optimism and hope springs eternal. And at £780,000, you're entitled to expect a lot from David Speedy. Richard Gough was the unlikely man first to show. It had a Grizovic scrambling on the turf. That was nothing compared with the ping-pong in Tottenham's goalmouth. Pickering, Speedy and finally Cyril Regis all kicked fresh air. It's often harder than it looks. But to prove us all wrong, Coventry combined in the most delightful way. McGrath made the break, Michael Ginn took up the running. Speedy proved that still some way from fitness, he's a superb finisher. No disguising Speedy's delight, nor the fans. It was the perfect start. Defenders always fancy themselves as goal scorers. Brian Kilcline thundered in a free kick. Ray Clemens showed that at nearly 40, he's still one of the best. Nick Pickering was next to pepper the Tottenham goal, a superbly instinctive save by Clemens from Bennett's cross. Coventry seemed destined never to score again, and quite how this one escaped, we'll never know. So, as you'd expect when the second goal came, no disrespect to Greg Downs, but it did take a lucky deflection off Fairclough, a shot more in hope than expectation. If Tottenham were to salvage anything, they needed to get something together in midfield, and Johnny Method's introduction was no surprise. It didn't take long before his influence worked, and Gary Mabbott did a Downs, scoring with a deflection. In two perfect weather conditions, even for a season's opening day, Coventry could only feel delighted. 3 points, a display that had taken Tottenham apart, and every sign that the one-season wonder tag couldn't be further from the truth.
And that report from Bob Hall.